Manchester Public Schools have seen a lot of turnovers in recent years. The town set a goal of reducing the number of elementary schools while also improving the ones they plan to keep by completely renovating and giving them a completely new look.
Starting with Highland Park Elementary as the first to be renovated, the project includes many of the same goals for each building. Improved exterior design and interior layouts were the main focal point, but also improving student learning experience remained the town's goal.
Oh, it's anytime you do renovations with schools, it's an improvement because people move to towns for school systems.
Although aesthetically pleasing, not many have thought of the impact that the renovations have had on the teachers and staff of the public school system. Having to move belongings and location of their job was one of the adjustments they had to be comfortable making to keep earning a living.
Over 32 full-time teachers have had to move schools just in this year. 333 students have been placed into the swing space at Robertson Elementary, and 5 other elementary schools in the town have already been renovated.
Diane Maloney, a longtime teacher in the Manchester public school system, had to struggle with moving schools when the renovations of Buckley Elementary were underway. We got the opportunity to sit down and get her point of view on the impact it had on her.
Moved to Robertson School for about a year, and it was different. Like it was, I guess, like our school is pretty old, so and the school layout over there was a lot different from our old Buckley school, but we all managed. It was hard to like go from one school to being in another school, and we had to pack up everything that was at Buckley, so it took a good amount of time, and we weren't given time to do it, so we had to do it during the school day when the kids were there and everything. We have like state-of-the-art technology now that we didn't have before, so that definitely helps, especially in my situation because I have a new art room and I have a smart board, and it makes it a lot easier than being art on a cart.
With all the turnover that teachers have had to experience, many may forget that they are not the only ones who have been impacted. The students and transportation companies have had to adapt as well.
We were able to get inside access to First Student in East Hartford CT, one of the 2 lots responsible for dispatching buses to the Manchester area. Kyle Maloney shared the impact the renovations have had on drivers, mechanics, and the buses themselves.
Well, in the beginning, we had to pull buses from other yards, which more so impacts the maintenance scheduling than anything, because then now, like for example, we pulled buses from our East Hartford yard to bring to the Manchester schools if we were short on routes or whatnot. I mean, anytime you switch up a driver's day-to-day route, it changes their schedule in some way. With the renovations, it's that much tougher because you don't have a specific route necessarily all the time, because you're always changing between different students and different stops for different schools. So it makes it a little more difficult to set a daily routine.
The other buildings in town that have been renovated included Waddell, Verplank, and as mentioned before, Highland Park and Buckley Elementary. James Torini, a teacher at Manchester High School, has seen the impact of a current renovation happening at Bowers Elementary School. He gave us a chance to talk about the impact it has had on no one more important than his children.
In terms of like, you know, my daughter having to go over to the swing space and not be in Bowers, you know, I think there's some impact. I don't want to say it's like this huge negative impact, because she's been really lucky. She has a great teacher, and you know, the whole staff went over, which is important. So there's that continuity. There is a little bit of a frustration because we live in the Bowers neighborhood, so we could walk to school. So it's fun when you're able to walk your kid up to school and walk and take them home. So I definitely think, she doesn't love that, having to drive every day. So I think the elementary impact on teachers has been, it's a good thing in terms of the back end when you get a new school. That's exciting. But obviously during that year transition, it's really rough. When you move to a different school, what ends up happening is that building that you go to, it's not obviously a new building. So there's some, flaws in it with whether the layout or just the swing spaces are just older. So that obviously makes it difficult for the staff, but the back end niceness is that you have a really good school on the back end, a brand new building that the kids can enjoy and the staff can enjoy and teach in.
Although many have been impacted by the ongoing elementary school renovations, the town of Manchester put these plans in place only to improve the educational experience for both students and staff. From ETV, this has been Matt Cody reporting.